Hi, my name is Sandra Yuka. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I think that what's really most important about the work that I do is that I think the state of not just the country but our world right now is a little bit fraught, especially civically, politically. So the work I do is in civic education and voter participation, trying to encourage enthusiasm about government from people in local communities, which can be challenging, but I think given the type of political culture that we have right now and just kind of the state of our culture in general, I think we're lacking a little bit more engagement. There's not necessarily apathy, but I definitely think there's a sense of jadedness and just general discouragement. And for me, the work that I do with encouraging people on how to register to vote, or keeping track of when their elections are, or keeping track of how to get to talk to their representative or how to get a bill passed, to do work on things that they really care about so that they can see themselves reflected and what's going on in their power structures and see the people in power caring about the things that they care about. I think that's the only way to really heal what we're struggling with right now as a country, and I think that's the best way to keep ourselves healthy as a society and as a democracy. And as a person that wants to pursue politics in the future, and for anybody who wants to pursue politics in the future, I think they need all hands on deck on how to clean up our political culture and how to keep it healthier. So,
and right now, the Voting Rights Act is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
What do you say to young people who are thinking, oh, my vote doesn't matter? Look at the Voting Rights Act. That was a law that was in place, and now they're fighting about it on Capitol Hill. What do you say to those who might either be lethargic or disinterested?
I think my vote doesn't matter is probably the most repeated phrase I get when I go and do volunteering and try to register people to vote. So I would say, I think a good reason to keep the faith is understanding, especially in the voting rights aspect, the history of it. You know, that the John Lewis Voting Rights Act right now is named after a man who had to get beaten in the street and walk miles and miles and miles under threat of his own life at close to the age that I am now to get that put in place. And I think there's a lot of times that are back and forth, so we will see really great strides, really great gains, and sometimes we see some losses. But I think the best way to keep the faith is to remember that many, many years ago, there were people who were just like us, had it, I could say, relatively much more difficult than we did, doing the work to get to a future where we can be a part of this conversation. And I think that it's really important whenever we're feeling lethargic, whenever we're feeling disinterested, or just generally really disappointed, because I have felt that so much. But I think to myself when I feel like that, who else is going to do it but us? And the work has to come from within, the same way that it did so many years ago.